Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is going to be my second video on a Sobha project, and honestly I'm in no way biased towards it, but when the product is really good, it's worth analyzing and giving you the right information. We'll analyze it based on the price point, location, how it compares to the other launches that have happened recently, as well as the end user perspective and investor perspective. Sobha Central's location is right off Sheikh Zayed Road, and whenever anybody hears any project coming right off Sheikh Zayed Road, it becomes a big hype. But let's delve deeper into the location. Number one, it's connected to the Sheikh Zayed Road through a bridge. What that means is that in all of Dubai, there are only two buildings. One is residential and one is commercial, like a mall, that is connected from Sheikh Zayed through a bridge, which really helps us to save the time when you are entering or exiting. As you all know, the way Dubai has been made, you have to exit Sheikh Zayed Road and it almost takes you about 15-20 minutes to reach whatever commercial or residential building you want to reach to. But in this particular case, you will be reaching your building right in a minute as soon as you exit Sheikh Zayed Road, be it if you're coming from Abu Dhabi side or Sharjah side. Now, if we talk about where is it exactly, it's next to the Jebel Ali metro station. And this metro station right now actually exists. It's not something in which is in a future pipeline. Also, something to consider here is the fact that in this whole area, you have residential communities like Marina and JLT. And both of these communities basically have 10-year to 15-year-old buildings. So if somebody wants to live in this part of the city, you barely have a lot of options for newer buildings, and the new residents coming in from abroad look at high quality residential buildings to live in, which usually boosts up the rent. To give you an example, there is a building here in JLT called SO Uptown, which for one bedroom, it's 2.7 million dirhams and the rental is around 150,000. So again, I know it's a branded building, but still this gives you a perspective of what a quality building can do to an area, while the average rents in the area for a one bedroom is 60 to 80,000. It's almost the double. So you're getting a premium residential home or an investment that you can sell to somebody who's looking for that high quality build and amazing community and lifestyle. Last thing about the location is it's part of Jebel Ali area. Now, if you look at the whole Jebel Ali area, look at the city. It's moving from north to south. Of course, you know about the Maktoum Airport and the Palm Jebel Ali free zone. So the whole area is getting a different glow up. Imagine the Marina. There'll be a new Marina, there'll be new retail, there'll be new jobs where you will have more people working. So these people will need a home to live and they would want something that they can easily commute to, and this could be one of those buildings. Let's talk a bit about the project. This project comprises of 6 towers, 1 mall, and 1 tower is also commercial. What that means is all these residents that are living into this micro city would want easy access to the malls, and vice versa. Somebody who's an office employee, if they can live in the same area, like a 5 minutes walk towards my office, that is a dream. So that makes it an ultra important point for you to consider when you're investing in it as well. I'm not the one who talks a lot about amenities, 40 plus amenities, the connected swimming pools. Yes, it's part of the building and you can go over it into the brochures, but to give you a perspective, I call it a micro city. You have everything that you would need in that small area where you could walk, jog, live your life and not get out of it and still feel that you have gotten out. You know what I mean? Let's talk about the price point now. There is total of 6 towers with 55 feet distance between each. So when you look at the model, it does feel like they're very close together. But if you imagine the distance, it's far apart. Yes, your neighbor might be able to peek into your balcony, but they won't be able to clearly see what's going on. And I think that's a very important aspect to understand. Also, if you look at the shape of the buildings, They're constructed in such a way that the distance is maximized for the one bedrooms that are situated on the sidelines. So it's high-rise, 6 towers. 3 of them have already been launched, ranging between 60 to 75 floors. They comprise of 1 and 2 bedroom units. They have not still released the 3 bedroom units. I think they're going to do it in later launches, like later phases. And to be honest, the views are 360 degrees. So you can choose your view almost. Like, do you want the Emirates Hill view or you want the Marina view, Palm view? It all depends on you. And of course, the price tag and what are you willing to pay for it. Touching on the prices now. So 1 bedroom started about 1.5 million dirhams and the 2 bedroom are close to 2.35 million dirhams. If we calculate the price per square feet, you're buying between 2,500 to 2,700 dirhams per square feet depending on the unit and the view, which is a really good price point when you're buying at Sheikh Zayed Road from a brand like Sobha, which is a tier 1 developer, and in a micro community. Let's talk about the payment plan. The payment plan is actually 60-40. What that means is you pay 60% during construction and 40% at the handover. And this 60% is also over the period of 4 years. So in every Dubai investment, you're paying 20 plus 4 at the booking time, and it's 10% every year. So it's a lot more flexible for you. Your capital is not going in right away. And if you look at the ROI, the potential to go up to is at least 60%. So that is why I feel it is a great investment. Let's look at the calculations a little bit more in depth. Over the period of 4 years, you're investing 900,000 on an apartment worth 1.5 million dirhams. If you're able to sell it at the handover, your upside is actually up to 100%. This can reach up to 2.2 million dirhams. And if you are the one who wants to hold this investment, it easily will fetch you a rental of between 150,000 to 180,000. So you're netting at about close to 9% rental returns even after giving the maintenance fee as well as any DLD or any price that you've paid on this property. So now I'm comparing this project to other projects that from tier 1 developers. What can you get actually in 1.5 million dirhams? The answer from Emaar is nothing. You have to pay about 1.6 million dirhams for Rose Hill in Dubai Hills Estate. Now, if I compare Dubai Hills Estate and Sobha Central, my pick would be Sobha Central. Again, it is a perspective, not a fact. So just take that in mind, that it depends all on your real estate investment goals. But Rose Hill is going to be a part of a community that has already matured. This one you're buying in launch phase or pre-launch phase at the launch pricing. As they introduce more and more towers, you are going to be making money off that as well. And it's handing over in 2029 in a futuristic zone area where we're expecting appreciation to happen. So coming back to what else can we compare this to? Again, Emaar's Dubai Creek Harbor, but the prices again are touching at 1.9 million dirhams. So that's out of the window. Comparing it to Damac Riverside, very different product. That is part of a master plan and that comes much cheaper at about 1 million dirhams for a 1 bedroom. But there is no comparison of the location and in fact the quality as well. Sobha is much more premium in quality. So you're getting what you're paying for in Damac Riverside, but here at 1.5, the location is prime. It cannot be compared. Is there any other product that I'm missing? Just let me know in the comments and I will probably do a comparison video with that product as well. But there is no other launch or project in the market at 1.5 million dirhams from a tier 1 developer where we can expect a lot of appreciation. Talking about appreciation, these are all your pros: location, developer, pre-launch pricing. We have only spoken about the pros for now. Let's talk about the cons. Number 1, it is a dense project. There is going to be about 7,000 to 8,000 units in total. Imagine how are you going to be able to rent very quickly, or how are you going to be able to flip after paying 60% if that is what your thought was. So that is something you need to plan for when you're doing this investment, that it might take 2 to 3 months for you to rent the unit or sell the unit at the time of the handover. My suggestion would be to hold off onto your unit, let the project deliver, and that's when you will take maximum capital appreciation, where you will gain the most money from this investment. Number 2, smaller sizes in the whole building. For a 1-bedroom, you get between 550 to 650 square feet, which a lot of my Indian clients complain about with Sobha, that why are the sizes so small. Same goes for the 2 bedrooms. They're about 900 square feet. Honestly, it's about the quality. For a lot of North Indians, it's a big deal. For a lot of Mumbaikars, it's not, because of the way they've lived. Similarly, the people that are moving here from western parts of the world, they value quality over space, and they're okay with a 500 square feet apartment. In fact, when we compare the city, we compare it to New York, London, Hong Kong, and there the apartments are much smaller. In fact, 300, 400 square feet, and the rents are 3 to 4x. So imagine the future. The city is going towards the future where the apartments will get smaller. That's a fact. And anybody who's giving you a bigger apartment, do compare the size of the balcony. If in Sobha, basically the size is 600 square feet, 550 would be the internal area. So that is something to note. But yes, that is a big con for a lot of people. The only thing I would say to you is, if you're an end user, yes, that's a big deal. But if you're an investor, it's just another product for you or a vehicle for you to make money. It is not something you're going to live into, and there are people who would live into these smaller apartments. Another thing is the 1 bedrooms. So the idea to have it on a high floor with full sea view is actually not possible. Most of the developers, they maximize the space and they give the prime units in 2 bedrooms or 3 bedrooms, the front units where you'll actually get the view. So that is something that is a problem here as well, that the 1 bedrooms will actually only have partial sea views. So now, summing up the pros and cons. If you look at the list, pros outweigh the cons, and your investment is still very safe and very lucrative if you play it the right way and have the right expectations. Of course, it's not for everybody, but you can book a call with me to discuss if this is a product for you or there is something else we should be looking into. So this is all for Sobha Central. If you have any questions about this project or you want me to analyze another one for you, just comment down below and I'll do that. And if you like the video and you got some insights from it, don't forget to subscribe the channel and hit that like button as well. My videographer just told me to tell you to press that bell icon as well if you want to get notification every time I post such videos.